I'm on right now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this 49ers postgame live here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel here in Santa Clara on Niners Radio 49. Brian Professor B. Davis. And the Niners for the third straight week losing as they fall to the Cincinnati Bengals here at the Levis Stadium. We're here in Santa Clara here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel here in San Francisco. Niners fall by a score of 31-17. And Niner fans, wherever you're watching, are also, we welcome all our good friends from Satellite Digital Media for postgame. We'll be, so we'll just, give you just a, you're here live. We're here live on Niners Radio 49. And I know this is something that Niner fans did not see coming. And Niners are now on a 3-game losing streak going into their bye week. And the Niners defense getting torched again for the second straight week. We welcome everybody who's watching on Niners Radio 49 and on Satellite Digital Media. We welcome City Ball in. We're going to welcome every Niner chapter. We're going to talk about this game. By the way, our phone number, if you want to come on by, Talk 49er Football, phone number is area code 415-549-3743. That's 415-549-3743. Well, if you want to come on and talk 49er football right now, I know it's a foul mood as this the final Sunday of late October. We'll get every one of you on right now. We can talk about it. Want to come on. And our hotline again. And open lines right now are 415 549 3743. That's 415 549 3743 is our hotline number. If you want to talk 49ers football, Niners losing by a score of 31-17 to the Cincinnati Bengals. Niners dropped to 5-3, and we want the you want to come on right now. We'll talk Niners football. We're now of a lot of uncertainty now with their seeding, where they're now at the crossroads. The question is, have the 49ers peaked too soon? Maybe getting a little ahead of themselves. Defensively was not sharp again today. And, I know, yes, they were without Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel. But a lot of questions on this Niners defense now. Niners losing for the third straight day. Now sitting at 5-3. And, the Niners now with some missed opportunities where they would have took control of this division and really would have had a chance to put some distance on the rest of the pack in the NFC in the West. And the Niners have not been able to take full capitalization. Just another very disappointing game for the Niners. Niners on a 3-game losing streak. We'll get back to with Niner fans. If you want to come on, vent your frustration right now. Our telephone number, 415-549-3743. That's 415-549-3743. 49er fans, a lot of question marks now. Niners getting torched for the second straight week. Both Debo Samuel and Trent Williams both did not play today. Debo was already ruled out with that small fracture in his shoulder. And then Trent Williams, who was listed as questionable all week, and he was going to be listed to an absolute game time. And he was ruled out. He did not start today. So we want to, for Niner fans, come on by if you want to, or if you're online, come on and we'll also welcome City Bowl as well, coming on as well. Wherever you are at, Niner faithful, let's talk about it. We'll talk about this phone number hotline 415 549 3743. That's 415 549 3743. You want to talk Niner football? I know the rant for some of your frustration. We want you to come on and talk about it right now on Niners Radio 49. But now we're closer to the halfway mark, just like that. They got off to that great start. And the Niners right now are at a crossroads, just like that. Won their first 5 games of the season and now have lost 3 in a row. So the hotline to talk 49ers football, the number hotline is 415 549 3743. 415 549 3743. If you want to come on. So this is how. So we just got to look at some stuff of the message. Niners is just going to have to regroup right now to get things back on track. And I'm looking at this post by one of my Facebook followers, Ray Palmer. He's saying the defense looked like Balky. I love Ray Palmer. Looked like Balky's discount players. Tank Carradine, Quentin Dial, Corey Lemonade, Michael Wilhort, and Aaron Lynch have resurfaced as Niners. I love it. And that's a big issue. Uh, too many mistakes, too many missed tackles. One quote by one Niner fan says, "Our defense is a dumpster fire right now." Then another fan writes, and it says, "I'm done with Wilkes. This is beyond embarrassing." And that was probably one of the reasons why he didn't last that long with Arizona as head coach. Just a reminder, faithful to the Bay, you can win in could score some big for game day. Download the Extra Mile app and enter for a chance to win a VIP game day experience and tickets and swag. And go click at Niners.com for more information. And I'm going to read this post. So sign up for Extra Miles rewards to receive offers, coupons, and exciting items. Join and receive free extra right away. Download the Extra Mile Extras reward app or go to extramileextras.com to enroll. Then scan the barcode app and register to start and continue earning rewards. Keep an eye for extra freebies and promotions only available in the app. The Ultimate Coffee Fan Sweepstakes. You can win the free Mile 1 coffee for a year. Scan the register, enter every day. So no purchases necessary. And sign up for the faithful 49er Faithful to the Bay Extra Mile Extras on their app. So we're talking Niners Radio Live, Niners Radio 49 Live. If you're around, click the subscribe button at youtube.com, www.youtube.com/@Niners Radio 49. Please hit the subscribe button so we get more viewers to subscribe. You can check us out at Niners also Facebook.com/@Niners Radio 49. So if you want to come on and talk 49ers football, you can. I know it's very frustrating. Niners just got to go in and regroup to get back on track so we'll get to the stats in just a few moments. And Niner fans, this is it. The Niners are now at crossroads. And from here on out, the Niners no longer cannot control or worry about Philadelphia and chasing the top spot in the NFC. They're going to have to worry about the Seahawks, who were winners on Sunday, winners against a good spunky Cleveland Browns team, who now sits at 44-3 as well. So, Niner fans, if you want to come on and vent your frustration, hit us up at 415-549-3743. 415-549-3743. I'm looking at 49ers Live right now. A lot of people are saying fire Wilkes. There's some positive Niner fans saying, let's lift our Niners, always faithful, proud of my Niners. Seems like another one fan, since like Trent and Debo have been out, the team had been off big time. That's a good point. Real good point. And also that brings us to another point that the trade deadline's coming up on Tuesday at exactly 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 o'clock Eastern. What will John Lynch do at the deadline? The Niners are going to have to get a shutdown corner, and they need an offensive line to go with that defense. And wondering can the Niners could try to ride this ship and get people back if the Niners going to if they want to get this run. So there's still a lot of football left. If they could just try to ride that ship, try to ride the ship and try to get things back on track in the second half. So we're gonna we'll get to some more calls. If you want to come on right now, our number is 415-549-3743. 415-549-3743. Check us out on youtube.com/@NinersRadio49. You can catch all the content, recap of today's game on our post game, and you can also look at all past content from the past. Right, Professor B. Davis here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. A lot of you are right now watching also on Facebook Live on satellite digital media. We will get to the scoreboard in a little bit. But Niner fans, where are you staying right now with this team now as we're getting close towards the halfway mark? Won their first 5 games. Many people thought they're the team to beat in the NFC. But right now, I don't see that right now. I have to say right now, and it hurts me to say this, but being a broadcaster and an analyst, a lot of Niner faithful in this region may not like it at all. But the Philadelphia Eagles, with their win, are clearly the best team in the NFC. And, there's still a lot of football left. And, losing to both Cleveland and Cincinnati. Niners, by the way, are now 1-2. They're now 1-2 versus the AFC North. And they'll have another game in 2 weeks' time when they'll face the Jacksonville Jaguars, that extra AFC or interconference game because of the Jaguars winning the AFC South last year. And they're going to face Matthew Lawrence and former Philadelphia Eagles head coach and former Super Bowl champion Doug Peterson. So Niner fans, wherever you at, give us call us in, and we're going to recap this game. And for the rest of you on satellite digital media on our Facebook chat page, we'll continue. We'll do the full week of week number 8. Niners going into their bye week limping, losing probably at least 2 of those 3 games. The Niners losing by a grand total of 5 points and a combined total of 7 points. As Kyle Shanahan I'm looking on my phone, still doing his post-game presser. It's the fire Wilks tonight. You need to step down, buddy. We need our defensive coordinator down on the sideline. Wilks got to talk. Fire defensive coordinator. Win or lose, 49ers will regroup. Bosa only had a half sack today. So we're here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel here in Santa Clara, just across the street from the Mecca at Levis Stadium in Santa Clara. In case you're tuning in, the Niners fall to the Cincinnati Bengals, 31-17. Niners fall to 5-3. The Bengals improve to 4-3. They just coming off their bye week. So Niner fans, you want to come on and vent their frustration. There's more. One Niner fan saying, "Yep, fire Wilks. Thank goodness for a bye week. The whole team needs to reboot." That's some positive thinking. And I'll say right now, the AFC North is considered, in my opinion, they are the best division in football. And the Niners, They will not play another after they play Jacksonville. They won't play the AFC North opponent again until December 25th when they take on the Baltimore Ravens. And they also won today. Everybody else in that division ended up losing except for Seattle. So with their situation, like I said again, don't worry about the Philadelphia Eagles. Don't worry about the Seahawks because they're trying to maintain your spot in the NFC West. Because the Niners easily should be putting away this division, put some distance before the calendar turns into November. Another Niner fan said Trent Williams played a huge role in the offensive line. So, I think that's going to be something that they're going to have to question whether Steve Wilkes, he's usually in the booth, but we're going to just get on with this on Niners Radio 49 as they're going to have to make some adjustments. I mean, it's going to feel like it's going to be a long 2 weeks. Just eating a little something, a little snack just to keep me focused. So the Niners are going to have to right the ship. And the Niners are going to have to make some serious adjustments if they're going to make this run, if it's going to make it a Super Bowl season. However, I did talk to a couple of Bengal fans after the game, and I said straight up, this is not the same Bengal team when they had Ken Anderson, or Boomer Esiason, which, by the way, they both won the league MVP the year they went to the Super Bowl, which they beat the two quarterbacks that won the MVP. In fact, at least three of the five Super Bowl wins the Niners had, they beat the elite quarterback of the AFC who won the league MVP, Ken Anderson in 82 or in 81. And, of course, Dan Marino in 84 when he set all the touchdown passes. And then, of course, Boomer Esiason back 35 years ago in 88. So you have to put things in perspective. So, you just have to, you just got to ride with this team. I think some other notes. Win or lose, I support my 49ers. 49ers for life. Till next week, Ravens are going to win, then be back on top. So there's still a lot of football left. There's a lot of football left. You just have to just ride the storm. Ride the storm, and they'll be. That's why we take them. It's not it's not a sprint. It's a long marathon. So we're gonna now at this time we're gonna take a look at the score around what's happening, what the 49er game. Recap of today's game for your San Francisco 49ers. We're right here in Santa Clara at the beautiful, picturesque shot of at the Hyatt Regency in Santa Clara. And later on this week, we'll have some. Hopefully, we'll try to get some guests for 49ers to come on our podcast and talk 49er football. Look ahead towards the second half. I'm going to try to see if we can try to get Matt Mayoko from NBC Sports Bay Area to come on my podcast. I know he's been swamped up with work, and I know him and Jeremy Lee Chan, they're recapping this game. So 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 let's get back. So let's get to the scoreboard, and we're going to get to the score and just recap of the game right now. Just set my app and just break down what happened. So in the first quarter, Joe Burrow hooked up with Tyler Boyd for a touchdown, and the Bengals went up 7-0. Then Christian McCaffrey scored a touchdown. He now ties Lemmy Moore, the Baltimore Colts legend, for consecutive touchdowns, including a postseason, that tied the game at 7. And Joe Burrow passed to Adrian Levis to the right for a 2-yard touchdown that made 14-7 in favor of Cincinnati. Then, in the second quarter of 4th down and 4, Jake Moody hit a 36-yard field goal that made 14-10 in favor of the Bengals. Then, in the third quarter, Evan McPherson hit a 56-yard field goal, made 17-10. And then Joe Burrow connected with Jamar Chase, made 24-7 after the Niners turned up over after Brock Purdy's interception. You know, they were getting ready to score a touchdown and they wiped out. Then after that series, the Bengals punted. The Niners got the ball. Purdy throws an interception. And then in the fourth quarter, Joe Burrow connected with Jamar Chase for a touchdown. It's 24-10, and Purdy hooked up with Christian McCaffrey for a touchdown, 24-17. And Joe Mixon rushed for a 5-yard touchdown. That put the game away for Cincinnati. And Niners' first home loss of the season. Look at all the numbers and team stats. Bengals really dominated just about everything. 29 first downs to the Niners 24. And then the Bengals were just 3 out of 8 on third downs. Niners 5 of 9. The Niners did outgain them 400 by plus 60 total net yards. The Bengals had an even 400. Niners had 347 passing yards to the Bengals 226. The Bengals 134 rushing yards to 113. The Bengals 62 plays to the Niners 56. Completion attempts, Bengals were 28 out of 32, and Niners 22 out of 31. Total rush, the Bengals had 27 rushes. They 130. They had 27 rushes, and they averaged 4.9 yards a carry. But the Niners had 3 more turnovers in the contest. They've had at least 5 throughout the last 2. And then they had another 2 more. So that's 7, minus 7 in the last 2 during this 3-game slump. But the damaging play, the Niners were penalized 5 times for 54 yards, while the Bengals were penalized only once for 15 yards. There was an unsportsmanlike, or it was a personal foul penalty late in the fourth quarter. Time of possession, Bengals 31 minutes, 23 seconds. Niners 28 minutes and 37 seconds. Final totals, Joe Burrow was through for 283 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then Joe Mixon, 16 carries, 87 yards. He had 87 yards on 16 carries. He averaged 5.4 yards on the ground. And then Jamar Chase, 10 receptions for an even 100 yards, averaging 10 yards per catch. Brock Purdy threw for 365 yards, a touchdown, but he threw 2 interceptions. Christian McCaffrey had 12 carries for 54 yards. George Stone Cold Kittle, 9 catches for 49 yards in a losing effort. Statistically, for Purdy, he had 57 yards on the ground. Or correction, he had 54. And then he had he had 64 in receptions, 118 all-purpose yards. So in the totals he's had, and he averaged 19.6 yards, while Brandon Ayuk had a great day. 5 catches for a $109, averaged 109 yards, averaging 21.8 yards. And then Ray McCall, 2 catches for 43 yards, averaging 21.5 yards per catch. And then on special teams, Ray McLeod had 1 kick return for 16 yards, and then he had a catch as well. Ray had 2 catches for 43 yards. 43 yards on a pair of catches. He had 16 on the return, 59 all-purpose yards. And he had 1 kick on a kickoff return. He did not return a punt return. McLeod ended up he averaged 19.6 per touch. And then Jake Moody was 1 for 1. He came into the game, have missed 5 of his last 7 field goal attempts. He was a perfect 1 for 1. He got a 36-yard field goal. He had 2 points, 2 for 2 for extra points. Mitch Wisnowski punted 3 times, averaged 50.3 yards, as long as it's 62. Defensively, it was Eric Armstead had 2 sacks. Nick Bosa only a half sack. Farrell only had a half sack. And Warner had 4 solo tackles, 6 assists. Dre Greenwell had 6 solo tackles and 2 assists as well. And then I'm going to take a look of the rest of the Bengals. It was pretty much T. Higgins targeted 5 times, 5 catches, 69 yards, 13.8 yards a catch. Mixon got 3 catches for 23 yards. You add to the 43 yards. $66 yards, 3 as Mixon averaged 7.3 yards. Mixon's a local kid. He was from he went to the University of Oklahoma. He's from the Bay Area, went to Oakley, California. So there you have it, and that's how it went on Sunday afternoon. The Niners fall to the Cincinnati Bengals in interconference play. The Niners are now only just for the 4th time the Bengals have ever beaten them. only just for the, I believe, only just for the fifth time in their last 22 meetings, or at least 16 of those meetings, that the Niners have lost to the Bengals. And like I said again, I talked to some Bengal fans that this is not the Bengals of when they had Ken Anderson or Boomer Esiason or Chris Collinsworth, which I know Chris Collinsworth is doing cartwheels in the NBC broadcast booth down in Los Angeles as this taping, as the Chargers are playing the Chicago Bears. But the Niners are going to have to regroup. The Niners can hopefully get rested, and get ready for that second half surge. And like I said, you can't worry about the Eagles now. You just got to worry about the divisional rival, the Seahawks, and that's where you have to do. And by the way, the Seahawks were winners. They eke out another win. They pick up a win over the Cleveland Browns by a score of over the Browns up in Seattle. The Seahawks were wearing their retro throwback jerseys from the 80s and 90s, 20-24. So with that win, the Niners fall to 5-3, a half game out of first place. And the Niners do have their bye week. But look at the good thing. The Niners are 2-0 within the division. And then they're 4-1 in the conference. So, like I said, it's, they got to clean up some things, and the defense got to play better. And I'll be writing this in my blog, and we'll be, as I be, and you'll talk more about it on our Niners Radio Monday recap, the aftermath coming up on Monday. So back-to-back, 3 straight losses, especially coming off a short week for playing on Monday night a week ago against the Vikings, and then to lose at home on their alumni weekend. So, looking at the standings right now, the Niners are at 5-3. Seattle's 5-2. Both the Rams and Cardinals have lost, so the Niners really had a chance to put some more ground on both the Rams and Cardinals and put them on their rear view mirror. And then you look at the NFC North, the Lions are at 5-2. They are going to play on Monday Night Football. So it's a lot of uncertainty right now. A lot of uncertainty. Even if they are tied at 5-3, they're only a half game back. They're tied in the win column. And they're also 4-1 in the conference as well. So a lot of uncertainty with their playoff seeding. And, Detroit Lions are for real. And the Niners are going to have to ride the ship if they're going to try to grab it, to get back in it as they get ready towards the second half. So Niners are off next week. They'll have their bye week. Then they're back in. 2 weeks from today, they'll be traveling in the Eastern time zone. They'll take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this is where the schedule is going to get tough for San Francisco over the next few weeks. But they're going to have to get some things straightened out. They're going to have to get this defense getting back to where they're accustomed to been playing. Because they've been giving up over 300, at least over 300 plus yards each of the last 2 weeks. Niners will be their next home game will be in 2 weeks. Actually, in 2 weeks' time. In 2 weeks' time, they'll be playing in the Eastern time zone. They'll take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. That will be a 10 a.m. kickoff time. That'll be 10 a.m. kickoff time locally in Jacksonville. And they'll take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and you can catch that on Fox. And then the Niners, they will return to Levis Stadium in 3. They will be on the. They'll be playing them on November the 12th. That's a 10 a.m. kickoff time. And then they won't return to play the Bengals until the 19th. That will be on a Sunday on the 19th. That'll be 3 weeks from today. And that will be a 105 game. That will be a Fox late game on Fox. Get your tickets for future 49ers games at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com. Your ticket provider, official ticket provider of your San Francisco 49ers. For all the latest news on 49ers news and so much more, go to 49ers.com. And also check us out on Niners 49 on our YouTube page. Go to www.youtube.com/@NinersRadio49. That's www.youtube.com/@NinersRadio49. That's it for now here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. All of you who are watching on satellite digital media, we'll do a recap of week number 8 of the National Football League on our Facebook page. We'll still be on recapping with the scoreboard. And for all of you watching here on Niners Radio 49, so long. Once again, the final score. 49ers fall to the Cincinnati Bengals. It was the 49ers, or the Cincinnati Bengals, correction, the Bengals 31 and your 49ers 17. Thank you for watching 49ers Postgame Live Recap on Niners Radio 49. 49ers Postgame Recap, or Niners Postgame Live on Niners Radio 49. It's an association with the Satellite Digital Media News Network, where every team has a fan and every fan has a voice. The network home of champions. 49ers football. Faithful then, faithful now.